All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. From the title, as you can see, we are doing a not pick a card reading, just a collective reading for everyone on what is happening this Cancer season. So, before we get started, I also want to thank everyone who left suggestions for me as for some upcoming pick a card readings. Those of you who've been watching my videos ever since I've returned to the channel, you may know that a lot's been going on in my life. I know I don't explicitly talk about every thing happening, but yeah, a lot's happening generally, and yeah, let's just say things are still up in the air, back and forth, confusing. So still trying to manage my time. I'm not sacrificing my YouTube time anymore. I really want to get back on the channel, so don't worry. I'm going to be sticking around, but it might not be as frequently as I was getting excited for. But I think I'm still going to be here a lot. So let's just go ahead and look into what is going on. Let's first lay out what Cancer season kind of looks like. So I think there's how much time? 5 weeks worth of the season? 4 or 5 weeks. So I'll pull 5 cards. So we've got the 7 of Swords, and then we've got the 6 of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Wheel, and then the Knight of Cups. So it looks to me that Cancer season is sort of this slow and steady energy that's all leading towards something positive. The beginning of the season might start a little more challenging, but that's pretty much just the first week, I would say, of it. Obviously with the third card here, which might be around the third week of the season, with the Strength card, that's indicating that there's some challenges that you're going to be persevering through around that time, but ultimately it's going to pay off and fortune is in your favor, so to speak. So let's start clarifying these a little bit more. And this is just going to be a really brief reading on the energies. Obviously, we could go more in depth. Those of you who've been here a while, you know I can go for a really long time. But so we've got Nail, Songs, Ivy, 333, and Spider. And then let's pull one clarifier. Cupid, Love and Desire, which keeps happening near the end. The Knight of Cups is kind of like a romantic gesture or a sentimental offer, something from the heart. Spider is about manifestation, weave, weaving the web, building a home, building a system, building abundance, security. So you might be building security and abundance with a loved one or with multiple loved ones, like a family, or someone who brings you some sort of emotional offer, like a partnership or something like that, or a friendship, Maybe that friendship will spark helping you manifest more of your security in this world, more of a home by the end of the season, because this is all by the end of it is what I'm seeing, the end goal here with Cancer season. So I feel like you're slowly and steadily building more abundance for yourself and for your loved ones, and vice versa. Like your loved ones are doing the same for obviously themselves, but for you as well. So the Seven of Swords and the Nail card, I'm getting like this path. Some of you might be worried, like, well, what if this doesn't play out by the end of Cancer season or my season? For those of you where this is your season, you could be Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. You could be a water sign. This just might feel like a really strong time for you. Some of you might just really like Cancer season or summertime, or for those of you on the other side of the planet, maybe wintertime. But yeah, for those of you where, this is your sun sign, happy birthday, happy season. But yeah, for those of you worried that, like, what if this goes a different direction? I'm getting with this nail card that, like, you can, like, you can kind of, like, solidify in this path, in this energy. And so let's go into what this path is looking like. Maybe in the second week or a little bit after the start of the season, we've got the Six of Pentacles with songs. So you might be receiving information, receiving downloads, whether through music or through audio. Like a commercial might come on that says, like, you won, and then like the commercial cuts off and you're like, what was that? Or like things are turning out all right. I don't know, like little messages that like show up, just, or you overhear a conversation and someone's talking about how like good things are happening, just like synchronicities and information about positive stuff, about good things coming your way, about your manifestations arriving, about your wishes that you've been wishing for a long time coming true. So you're going to be receiving information about that, confirmation from the outer world that that's what's happening, that's on its way to you. Then we've got the Strength card and the Ivy card, which says clinging. This I'm getting is just saying, like, hold on. There definitely seems to be some sort of challenge here around the middle of the season, or maybe early, mid, and late mid season, like between the 12, or not 12, between the second, third, and fourth, like, weeks of Cancer season, which sounds like most of it, to be honest, but it's really just like, it's not going to be that bad, but it is going to be a good portion of the time where you might be putting up with stuff and just needing to be patient and to like literally outlast the situation that you have going on. And once you outlast it, before the season even comes to a close, I'm just getting like already things are feeling back on track. Things are feeling positive again. I think things were feeling positive in here anyways. You knew you just have to get through this. And yeah, with Trinity 333, it also says mind, body, soul, you are in the zone. Express your true, authentic self. So some of you might be worried that what if this wears you down, that once the difficult stuff is over, that you're just too exhausted to like put in more energy or momentum to get back into the flow of things. And I'm just kind of getting like, that's not really what's going to happen. You're not going to get burnt out. Like with Express Your True Authentic Self and this like joy. I know it's blurry on the screen, but this person just looks really like joyful and like they're like embracing who they are. You're probably just feeling like open for blessings coming your way. And then again, that all leads you to like being at the right energy, the right time and place for the right offers that kind of set your heart aflame or warm your heart, or melt your heart. And it's like just the support you needed for things to get going again, which sets you off into Leo season. And Leo season is for an exciting time to have fun and to be bold and to be doing things that you like doing, perhaps trying new things as well, if you're feeling up for it, you know? So let's try and finish the reading because I don't know how much time I have left. So this is just like a brief energy on everything. Let's just kind of clarify. Let's clarify all of it. I was going to say the Ivy card, but we're going to clarify everything one last time. I'm like, one more set of cards. Yeah, it just keeps on happening. Like, definitely the middle period, like literally every single time it got every single card showing about like time on pause, things being difficult, feeling like a darker time, like difficult time, you know? So this seems pretty set on this path, but everywhere else looks so good. Like here we've got the Two of Pentacles, which says science, education, mentorship. But I mostly get the imagery here. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles, which says Leo minor, development, apprenticeship, initiation. This is initiating you into the rest of the season, which is going to then lead you to Leo season. So the beginning of the season is like you have stuff to work on right now. You're just getting started. You feel like it's going somewhere. It feels really good. It feels like you're getting good communication. This is connectivity, appreciation, individuality. It's the Three of Cups. So really good teamwork going on. Three of Pentacles is also the teamwork card, working together, specifically with a set of three. We keep getting that. Teams of three here. Another team of three with the Three of Cups. You could also have a specific partner that you're working well with. And then we've got the 333 card. So there could be a good trio as well as a good duo that you've got going on, swapping between duo and trio energy. Not so much alone time this Cancer season. A lot of duality, a lot of duo and trio time. Some of you could be alone time though, and you're just feeling these energies and this pure love, maybe through like social media, lots of friendships or specific ones that create a trio and duo through online. But like in your physical space, you might just be writing it solo if that's your journey. But a lot of you, there's a crowd. There's like a couple people, at least two, one or two, you know. There could be like a romantic partner. There could be some like really beautiful like connection in here. Or you might just really admire each other's beauty. It doesn't have to be like a romantic type of a thing. It could be like just like an emotional like admiration. Anyways, back into the middle of the season, we've got this again. The Hanged Man in this deck says faith, guidance, outside force. So I'm just getting that you know that there's something at this time that is just not fun, not pleasant. You just know is just like something you don't want to happen or you don't want to do. An experience that you just have to like, it's just what's happening for some reason. This says casualty and unsavory action and distress. So it's like, you know, it was like an undesired outcome, an undesired event. And once that is over, it will be over. We've got this death card. Death represents rebirth as well, transformation, change. This says tool of creation, refinement, and configuration. So it's because you know what outcomes you don't want anymore. It's like you've decided you're done with all of that. This says silent observation, subtleties, and opportune timing. And it's like reversed. So I'm getting you're not being subtle at this point. You're not remaining silent. You're maybe speaking up around this time, or vocalizing to the universe at least, or to yourself, or to your loved ones that you've established this bond with, that these were not opportunities that any of you wanted or were looking for, expressing your disappointments with this situation quite openly and honestly. I'm getting all three of these parts go together, and these three energies are going throughout all of it. This is like you're communicating, you're like, oh, we know something's coming and we don't want it. Then it's there and you're like, yeah, this sucks. And then you're here and you're like, let's keep talking about how much that sucked. But now it's over. It's like, I feel like you and your group are well aware of these upcoming challenges that you just shouldn't even have to like go through. Like, really, the only thing it shows you is that you don't need this in your life. Yeah. But then once that happens, we've got Saturn, which literally says transition, responsibility, and adjustment. And then we also have the Devil's energy here, which I do feel the watery energy from this card. And it says burden, baggage, self-oppression. So it's like it was heavy, and now you're trying to figure out a way to transition out of it. So it does leave some sort of effect, these circumstances that you have to go through. And obviously, if this doesn't resonate with you, then, perhaps this is just not your reading, or maybe that part doesn't have to resonate, but maybe other parts of this reading does. But yeah, I'm just getting like, it'll be an adjustment, transitioning out of that burdensome energy and into this loving, perhaps romantic or emotional, heartwarming energy. It could be romantic in the sense of like all your dreams are coming true. It could be a romance, like a dream job, It doesn't have to be what society's vision or version of romance is, It can be your idea of romance, romanticizing life, that life is beautiful, that life has meaning, There could be things going on at this time that you're transitioning out of that burdensome energy and into this really lovey-dovey, warm Leo kind of energy. Very sweet energy. And we'll just like do a final clarifier or a few for the very ending of the season, making this like a 20-minute reading, which for me is relatively short. We've got Lustbound. So it's definitely something you desire, is what I get with that card. Leather, Lustbound. Something that sets your heart on fire, but also makes you feel really safe. Then we've got Summer. So for many of you, it is summer season at this time. So it'll be a very hot summer and a very romantic time for those of you who do relate to like a romantic journey with a partner. There's definitely seems to be something like that in the cards coming through. So as for those of you who aren't so much interested in that side of things, like you're open to it, but you're kind of hoping that this is more like the romanticization of life that just has to do with yourself and your accomplishments, your manifestations, your abundance, things like that. Let's get like some final cards for you on this transitioning period, because it looks like those of you who relate on the romantic sense are transitioning out of hardships and into like some really like strong, like romantic hot times, We've got the Seven of Pentacles. For those of you that are talking about something different than this, or just like don't see that happening right away, that it looks like you just need to keep giving that time, that eventually over the period of seasons that things will happen. On the back of the deck, we've got the Sun, which is positivity. We've got another Seven of Wands here, so sevens are coming through pretty strongly here. I think there was another seven somewhere. The Seven of Swords. So I think whatever this is, it's something that you believe in strongly and that you're waiting for. there's no other message. It's just simply what it is that you've been waiting for. Like, some of you are like asking like, is this just something else manifesting, but not like the actual security that I need? It's like, no, it is the exact thing that you need. It's the exact thing that you've been waiting for, and the exact thing that you've been speaking up for yourself or standing up for yourself, that you're like, no, I need this kind of support. I need this kind of lifestyle. I need this kind of reality. I need this kind of journey. Like, there's stuff that is for you. You just know it in your heart. You feel called to do it, or you feel called to live a certain lifestyle where you're living comfortably, happily, surrounded by love and abundance, lots and lots of abundance. There's no reason that you wouldn't deserve like finances of your own, or like a surplus. Or maybe some of you have been working really hard to build finances, but now you're physically tired and you're like, I want these finances, but without having to drain my life force all the time. Like, some of you are calling in a space where you don't have to work so much and you still get the same finances or something like that. Or you just get a more freeing life, and that you've got financial security due to all the hard work you've put in so up till this point, and you're ready to call it quits with that lifestyle of hard work, have your savings, and just kind of relax for the summer and get to like enjoy, So some of you, this financial security is more so about accepting the finances and the savings that you've already built up, or the lifestyle that you already have, and just kind of rock and rolling with it, running with it. There we go. Just kind of running with it and just sort of saying like, this is good. And if this world of people really care about me, like, they're not going to suddenly drop me if I ever run out of money or energy, or like whatever that I've been giving, that kind of situation. So some of you, I feel like, really needed to hear that like you're going to be supported no matter what, that you don't have to like some of you are finally at this place where you kind of see how slow things move when you kind of get back into the flow of that. You shouldn't have to force things. You shouldn't have to like put in all this effort to make stuff happen. Then instead, you should be able to just like kind of put the seeds in the garden and then sit back and see what happens and hope that it grows, Like gardeners, for example, and like farmers, like they do a lot of work, but also a lot of the work is also waiting and letting the plants do the work for themselves, letting the plants grow, Obviously, the farmers and the gardeners tend to the plants and put in that care and effort, but it's not like traditional 9-to-5 job. It's not like, oh, you work 25 hours a day, even though there's 24 hours in a day, It's like farmers, gardeners, for the most part, don't really have a forced schedule. Most of it is like the work they do, they can stop and rest pretty much whenever, so to speak, with the determination of caring for the garden or for the farm or whatever. Obviously, like, it's a lot of work, but you know what I mean? Like how at a job, like if you want to take a break, you have to check in with someone, or if you want to stop, like you get fired. Whereas if you're taking care of your own plant and gardens, your plants are going to be like, oh, you didn't water me soon enough, you're fired. I need a new farmer or gardener. It's like literally like the plants will accept whoever's help at watering them. They're not going to fire you. They're not going to punish. So it's like you're kind of seeing like life through this lens where you should be able to live life just like, like a farmer or gardener, or someone who earthy, that like earth used to be about put some stuff into the earth, builds you abundance. Now it's like humans took over that script where it's like, oh no, just do manufacturing efforts, show us that you can commit a bunch of time and effort into doing stuff that you don't necessarily have to even care about, and we don't necessarily have to even care about your well-being, and we'll give you a paycheck every week or so. It's like, what? It's ridiculous, but yeah, that's what I've got. I don't know if the ending really made sense to everyone out there, but it just looks like, yeah, things are coming together, and that still, like, this might take many, many seasons. Like, like how fruit trees don't just take one set of seasons. Fruit trees can take years even to actually bear fruit. But just because they don't bear fruit the first year or the first or so summers doesn't mean that they won't. So maybe some of you really need that reassurance to keep giving this path more time. With the beginning being the Seven of Swords, some of you still aren't sure if this is even real or if this is even possible, this ideal reality that you're thinking of, that you're not sharing or like spreading out to everyone because you're worried that you could be wrong. You're worried that it could just be a one-sided idea that doesn't come into fruition with the physical reality around you. But I'm just getting, yeah, it actually is. You just need more time. We all go through doubts, and it makes complete sense why. Because when things take a long time, we get really anxious, we get really nervous. There's so many people out in the world that don't believe in your vision and stuff like that. Maybe sometimes even you don't, but once again, that's more of a reflection of what you've seen from this world, So, really difficult, but overall, a good season. So, definitely some challenges here, but there's some good things out of this path. And I feel like there's kind of no going back anyways for many of you on this path anyways, which is kind of a good thing because this is all like literally everything that you've wanted out of your journey, just that it takes time, and that can be really frustrating, rightfully so. So I hope that was a good reading for you all. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, thank you for your suggestions. I really will be getting to them. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best. All right, have a good Cancer season.